Hi everybody, let's have an update here on cryptocurrencies because things have developed really nicely. As you might remember back here, that was in July of this year. Well, this was my long-term buy signal as it has broken this resistance line, which basically means that this pattern, and it's embedded in an overall pattern here on the monthly, that this pattern is going to fire now and produce a second exponential up leg similar to this. Well, this second leg, which is at the very start now, should bring us first to the 25,000 price level and then to the 100,000. So the first target was actually right here, and we have achieved that, right? What happened? Well, let's have a look at recent price activity here on the bottom left on the weekly chart. Well, we see a clear momentum move, right? A couple of long bullish weeks. And this momentum move was created because we were running for these stops. We have got these 3 wicks. Well, each of those wicks is a stop run level. And this is what typically, how a stop run move looks like, right? So we've gone from 10,500 level to 15,500. So that's quite an increase, right? In a very short time. Well, we had some other patterns, like patterns within patterns here on the daily and as well on the 4-hour chart. Let's not look let's not look in the past. Well, let's look forward and let's see how the lower time frames below the 4-hour chart, how that looks like. So just before we do that, like such a momentum move, well, typically what follows, well, is a pullback, right? And a momentum move is in a price exhaustion, and price needs to either pull back to lower, or it forms a consolidation on a high level. So we've seen it here already. Well, there was a big bearish bar, right? But an immediate recovery. So that's a sign of strength, right? So overall, here on the weekly, I would expect a pullback, but looking on the monthly, well, we could even see a runaway market as well, meaning we could see a couple of bullish monthly bars, so that we do not get a pullback or a decent pullback on the weekly. Well, why do I talk about this? Well, because we had seen this strong sell-off and an immediate recovery. So that's a sign of strength, despite being in an overextended charting situation. So now let's have a look at the lower time frames below the 4-hour. So this is the Bitcoin chart as well. Here bottom left, the 4-hour, the 1-hour, and the 15-minute. So the 4-hour, well, this is the strong sell-off. And if you look at it more closely, well, that's an S1 pattern, right? Well, with a deep, very deep sell-off. So for this pattern, the entry would have been right here with a stop down there. Well, the stop is too big for my liking, right? So is there any other way to play this? Well, yes. If we look at on the 15-minute chart, we actually see another S1 pattern, right? Clearly, there's a line. This is the sell-off, and this sell-off nicely aligns with the higher time frames. So this pattern on the top left is a pattern within an overall pattern of the hourly chart, right? So quite interesting. This has fired, and as this is a pattern within a pattern, well, the stop is very tight, and we can expect, if this is going to be successful and break to a new high, well, we've got lots of stop run levels, right, on one time frame higher of the entry chart. So looking at that, we might actually be very surprised in the coming days, or even today, for this week, that we might possibly not see a pullback, right, but a continuation of this a bull run. Well, it's quite typical for cryptocurrencies that once they start to move, they might move really strongly without much looking back. So that's it. Very interesting and fascinating times. Thank you.